Movie Variant Showdown. Each and every week, I choose a different representative of a movie property, whether it be a case cover, a movie poster, or a movie itself, and I put it up against other variants, other representatives of that movie property. And today on Movie Variant Showdown, I'm thankful I've got three guys with me to help me decide on the winner of today's Movie Variant Showdown. So we're going to look at case covers today. And I've briefly shown the gents beforehand, but kind of going into this dark. So we've got three case covers, and it's for the Running Man. So the Running Man is celebrating, I think it's his 35th year this year, and they've got a 4K release coming out in November. First time it's on 4K. So I've got two Blu-ray covers. I've got the standard Blu-ray, the Steelbook Blu-ray that came out in 2020, and we're going to have a look at the 4K as well that's coming out, the case cover, and we're going to decide between ourselves which one we think is the best, gents. So first of all, let's go to the standard Blu-ray, and this is also the cover for the DVD as well. This is a copy I have, and I think that most people would know this cover here. There we go. So we've got Arnold on the Running Man poster. I was just going to say, have you all watched this movie?
Yes.
Yeah, I did a review of it, yeah.
Do you like the movie, Ryan? You a fan?
Oh, I love it, man. I love it. There's so many brilliant catchphrases in this film, I tell you. It's just like, I think my favorite catchphrase out of the whole film, like what Arnie says, is like when he like gets in a fight with I think it was Sub-Zero, like later on in the film, and that famous catchphrase I just absolutely love was, now you are Sub-Zero, now you are playing Zero. You know, like that is just like so well for me, you know. Then you always see how that iconic catchphrase, "I'll be back," every single film.
I'll be back.
Yeah, it's always there, like with us. Like I grew up with Arnie, you know. Like I watched Predator, like all this kind of like stuff when I was like at least 5 years old, because I grew up watching him. But he's always been there for me. So like you know, and then when I saw this film for the first time, when I saw this cover, and I was wondering, this cover's a bit rubbish. in a way, it's just his head with it's just like some weird colored red.
Right.
Like that's basically what it is. That's like, okay, that's a bit wasted for me.
Like, like you said, you've got here on the, so John, Sean, are you fans of the movie as well? You like the movie?
Yeah, I like it. It's been a while since I've seen it though, but yeah, I do like it.
You like it as well, John?
Yeah, I do. It's the first film that me and Deborah went to see together.
Fantastic.
Way back when it first came out, and it was on my first date, and went to the town, and I says we'll go to the cinema, and then of course you get a bit nervous on your first date, so I went and, I downed 5 pints, which is a lot for me, and I spent it's a running joke that I spent the rest of the night running to the toilet, the Running Man. So that was my nickname for a little bit. So that was quite ironic, wasn't it? And but since then, we obviously got it on DVD and VHS would have been at the time, and just think it's a great movie. And it's that's when like Arnold was at his peak. It was nothing he could do was wrong. You just were dying for the next. It was great to know there was an Arnie movie on. So it says, let's go and see the latest Arnie movie. Didn't know anything about it, but knew it was going to be something we would have liked.
So Ryan, you were saying you weren't super keen on this cover. So explain. So we got the front cover here, and we got Arnold on the front cover, and then we got kind of like a color scheme of like black at the top down to like a red, like a gradient, sort of like fade. Are you just not a fan of just the Arnold face? What would you like to have seen different on this one?
Well, for this one, I would love to see so it's like if it had I'm gonna say like what you see from the Avengers, like seeing like the different kind of characters who are in the actual film, like it would have looked so cool. Like seeing like the game show host as well, who's like, which I think is the main villain of the show, movie, and it would have looked so bad. But plus, it's a fabulous release, which was like a bit of a turn off for me, because like because I had a copy of like Twins, and they transfer on it. It's just terrible, and there's just like I think they should have used like a different type of artwork,
Yeah,
like
I
for
understand.
it. Like, but then I see this, and
Yeah.
I was just like, I'm just so disappointed on it. It's just like it's not even on the original poster art. The original poster art is really interesting, which I
Right.
like.
Yeah.
But this is just a head, someone running in the background, and then just different types of color bits of red, and he looks like he's just had a workout.
I you know what you just pointed out. I honestly never noticed that Arnold is running in the
Yeah,
background.
me too.
I didn't even notice that. That's well spotted, that, right? I didn't see that, mate.
Mm-hmm.
Sean, what do you think of this cover? Do you like this cover?
I like the color. I like the colors on it. I like the redness on it.
Yeah.
I'd like to see like a full picture of Arnie in his suit, and then different characters in the side or something, or like a small version of Arnie on the front.
Yeah. What do you think about the text? Do you reckon the text of the font do you reckon it's a bold enough font for this movie, or do you reckon it should be a bit more like charismatic, a bit more brighter, the fonts?
Yeah, a bit more brighter, I think. It looks a bit boring, doesn't it?
Yeah. And what about yourself? What about yourself, John? Do you like this case cover?
Well, funny enough, I agree with what's been said here. I do think that the text is a bit. It looks as if they're trying to do the Terminator text again, and try to maybe get people in with that. I mean, they don't really need to get people into an Arnie movie. I think everyone's up for it.
Yeah.
I do think it's. I agree with what Ryan was saying, that the fact that if they had a busy Avengers style thing with everybody on the like faces of all the different people in the movie, maybe some of the stuff that they get into the bikes and all that type of thing, they could have made, because the film is like really action packed, and I think when you look at that cover, you don't see action, do you? And before Ryan mentioned there was somebody, he was running at the side. I didn't see that at first glance.
Never see it. It's like when someone says, like, they show you one of them images where you got a squint and you see it like backwards, the image, and then it's like, oh yeah, you see it clearly. Now I'll never not see it now. I'll always see that now. But
it's getting better every time I look at it now. I can see it, really plain about it. But I think it needs to be more. It's an action-packed movie, but that doesn't say action to me, unfortunately.
Well, what I'm going to do, gents, I'm going to show you now. We're going to flick to the second choice, and we're going to go to the new release, which is the 4K 4K Steelbook. And this is it's not exclusive to Zavvi or HMV. It's available on Amazon, HMV, Zavvi. Let's have a look at this cover. This might be a bit more up your guys' street. It's a bit more interesting of a cover. So I'm going to go to you, Sean. Sean, what do you think of this cover? I mean, it's a lot brighter. You've got the yellow of Arnie, like a bit more silhouettes and a totally different text, a bit more like a cartoony look to this. What do you think of it?
Yeah, I don't think it runs the same as the film. I think I know it's bright and everything, but yeah, I'm not a big fan of that one.
Are you not a fan of it? What is it? Would you say just like the overall look of it, like the cartoony look?
It's like too cartoony for me, I think.
So comparing it to the DVD, what's your preference?
I think I'd prefer to see the actual faces of people, the characters, and where they are now.
Yeah,
I'd like to see see Arnie's face, and then see all the others. But I think it's better than the first one we've seen.
Yeah, so you prefer it to the first one.
Mm-hmm. I prefer it to the first one, but I still don't think it's that good. I think it's too cartoony.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean, buddy. Ryan, what about yourself? What do you think of this cover?
It looks absolutely terrible. Like, it makes us just want to put it in the bin. Like seriously, like that's where it just should be. Like, I don't like the cartoonish style of the actual, like, on the actual cover. The whole yellow, like what Arnie's just like going doing some running. It looks like he's being turned into, like, I'm gonna say something like Morph or something. Like, it's just about like the extend or like change into something, while you got like all these characters in the background and the buildings don't even look nice. I think if that actually were actual buildings, so look from the movie, it would have looked stunning. but I'm sorry, it's just an absolute like atrocious piece of artwork that should never have existed.
So, in comparison to the first, which one do you prefer? The Blu-ray, the standard Blu-ray, or this one?
I think I'll just go back with a standard Blu-ray, to be honest.
Standard Blu-ray. So, Sean, you're going with this one, Sean?
Yeah, I'd go for this one just for the more colour, more because it's a bit more colourful.
So why I will say now, John, you are getting the deciding vote on this, John. Whether which one goes through to the next stage. It's the pressure's on, John. What do you think of the cover, John?
Well, I'm going to say I like the fact that they're doing something that appears retro.
Yeah,
and I like that. But and here comes the deciding vote. That to me, if I'm looking at that and I didn't know anything about the movie,
right.
It doesn't speak the movie to me. It looks like a different movie. Now, I'm a big fan of early 80s Mad Max rip-offs. And the Italian ones, like, it was funny enough, there was one called Endgame, believe it or not. But there were all these ones that were like really low budget Mad Max rip-offs. And that looks exactly like one of those. Now, that to me says retro, but 1981. It doesn't say late 80s Schwarzenegger. So I like it, but I think it doesn't speak. It speaks of a wrong time period for me.
Yeah,
that's a throwback to the early 80s, not the late 80s. So that's why it misses. I like where they're going with it, but I think they've just missed they've missed something. I like it's busier.
Yeah,
I'm all for the busier, but it just doesn't connect because I think it's out of its time. If that means something.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So I'm going to go for the first one.
You go for the first one?
It's not my favourite, but it's my favourite out of the two. Just. Sorry, Sean.
Let's go to the third and final cover. So we're going to go now to the, this was a 2020 Blu-ray Steelbook. And again, very, very different cover again. So I'm going to start with Ryan. What do you think of this one, Ryan?
You know what? It actually looks more better than the previous two, to be honest. Like I like where it's going. You can see Arnie, like you can see his face. You can see the nice bright color costume, like that he has. Like, and what I like in the background is it's got some really nice like dark light and like little light colors as well. And you can actually see the buildings as well, like which it looks so much better. Like what you're going to see anywhere else than under those two releases, and the title just looks so like late 80s as well, which I enjoyed, and it just has so much potential for people to pick up, and like even I looking hooked from it now. Even I want to buy that 2020 Steelbook if it was still in stock.
Oh yeah, I think it was. I was looking on Amazon before, and I think it's probably one of those where if you get it, you're going to be paying more than what it was originally at. But I think it's nice, like you said. I think it's you can see all of Arnie, you can see the whole look of the suit, and I think like John said in the last one, they went for a retro vibe. I feel like they're going for a retro vibe on this, but I think they kind of nailed it a bit more into the tone, a bit more with the movie. And I like the black color, like the rise up to and then you see like the city streets and the blues and the yellow text, and each one of these also has different fonts, which I think is nice. It just varies each cover. And so, Ryan, what would you say, the first standard Blu-ray cover or this one? What are you deciding on?
I've got to say this one. It's more nicer.
You're going for this one, buddy?
Yeah, it's got more detail. It's more enjoyable.
Yeah.
Like, and the color scheme, it's just top notch. Like the tones of the colors and the fonts. And I definitely would love to pick that up if I can get it for like cheap. So yeah.
So Ryan's going with this one. John, I'm going to go to you. What do you think of this cover?
I think it's a good cover. I do think that Running Man is one of those movies that's never really had a brilliant cover. Yeah. Like Last Action Hero, the one with all the stuff happening was brilliant. But they don't use it on the 4K, which is a travesty. But this for me is the best one out of there because really you're seeing Arnie in his suit, which is one of the best things in the movie. So you haven't really seen that in the other two. Yeah. So that's a big that's a big tick for this one. And you're getting that little bit of a sort of colour change at the background and you're getting some busyness on it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's not amazing. I don't think they've got a definitive look on it yet. But for me, that's the best one. I think if I was going to buy one and set out these 3 covers, if I had the choice on the shelves, what would you pick? I would definitely pick this one.
You would for this one. So
Yeah.
what would you, this versus the other one? Definitely this one, would you say, Joe?
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely this one.
No competition with the other one.
So I want to, let's see if we get 3 out of 3. Sean, what do you think of this? Are you impressed with this cover? Where does it stand with yourself?
Yeah, this is definitely the best cover out of the lot of them.
Best one.
You get to see Arnie at the front, which is what you need, like a full body Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Like in Predator and all the other films like Terminator and stuff you see, and the whole of him.
Definitely.
And he's the one that sells the movie. So yeah, I like the fact that it's not red, and then there's no, and the yellow pops nice with the black,
Yeah,
and the blue with the scenery. So yeah, I really like it.
It's a cool cover. So I think we've got our winner, gents. Are we all happy with this?
Yeah.
The winner of the Running Man case cover is the 2020 Blu-ray Steelbook release, and I think I agree with you all. I think it is I feel like they missed a boat a bit though with that new one. It's a top cover. This one it's a really good one to watch.